great to have you here. Great to have you in South Africa.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
And I've been following you on Twitter. You love your social media. You're active, eh?
Yeah, I like to let everybody know I'm over in South Africa.
Yeah, you didn't even need to be on social media for us to know you're here.
Yeah.
So the first question I want to ask you is Orlando Pirates this morning. That was an experience.
Yeah, it was awesome. I get chill bumps just thinking about I got a chance to walk down the tunnel with them. Y'all need to turn your phones on silent.
Yeah.
Come on now. Somebody in college.
You're doing my job for me, which is wonderful.
Put your phones on silent. All right. Ask great questions. Actually, ask whatever you want. But no, I had a chance to engage with the team and the organization, and it was just an unbelievable experience. Coming fresh off of taking a bunch of kids to go see the movie Black Panther, and knowing that the Buccaneer symbol, which is the Wakanda symbol, which they say there's no such thing as Wakanda, but I'm under the belief that it really is somewhere. But it was a great, I just feel overwhelmed with love, and I think I feel that same way pretty much anywhere I go in South Africa. It's the vibe. I don't know how anybody could not come here and be great to people.
Yeah, well, it's a great country, and we embrace our visitors, so it's mutual, I can assure you. And they say with Orlando Pirates, once a pirate, always a pirate. So that University of Florida, Tampa Bay stuff, that's got to go on hold for a while, because once a pirate, you're a pirate.
No, we can all intermingle. There's no sense in dismissing anyone. You can be a pirate and a gator and a buccaneer and anything else we want to be,
Titus, somebody told me this morning that there was one Pirates player, we won't mention names, got a little bit physical with you. Yeah, but he's currently somewhere in intensive care. I believe you gave him a little bit of body check.
Let's not. We're in front of media, so I won't say that he was in intensive care. He's being tended to. As long as I don't know if he's actually in intensive care or not, but I do know he's being tended to.
Wonderful. It's great to have you here. It's great to have you in the Mnet building, and of course there's so much to look forward to. Big concerts are looking after you as well. So you've got all of these profiles, and I see you with Toys R Us tomorrow, so you're sorting some kids out. And that's the one thing that's very close to your heart is charity. I see you extremely active with all sorts of charity, athletes and kids back home. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, my charity comes from my background. I was a beneficiary of charity and people investing in me when they had nothing to gain in return. My mother was raped at a very young age at 11 and ended up having me at 12. And we grew up poor in government housing. And I was told my entire life until I was up 12 years old I'll be dead or in jail by the time I was 16 years old. And that I was a bad kid. And then there was a guy by the name of Patrick Minogue that was at the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch, which was a boarding school that I got an opportunity to go to. And he said there's no such thing as a bad kid. And I asked him, what do you mean when you say that? And he says, I believe that you're going to turn it around when you get older and you'll be able to come up with that definition on your own. But in the meantime, I want you to know that I love you and I believe in you. And he told me this at 12 years old. And a lot of people tell people that they love them on a regular basis, and they did that with me and then turn right around and abuse me in some sort of way or be in and out of my life. And then, but the second part of I believe in you was the most powerful part, because to that point, nobody had ever told me that they believed in me. And so with that, I started accomplishing more things. I started being more successful in academically and athletically. All the things that I was told that I would never do. I'd never graduate from high school. You'll never, you'll never be able to play football or basketball. I found all these things to be a lie. And I've not only done them, turn that phone off. I've not only done them, but I've done them at a level in which I couldn't even have ever imagine doing them. And so for me, charity is close to me because it's given me an opportunity to help hopefully duplicate the feeling that I've had to kids and to people all across. My family has benefited tremendously. And we've put over 500 kids in college, raised millions of dollars, for various charities. And the one thing that I always say, I'm not a political person or a religious person. I believe in God. Someone else may believe in Allah, and the next person may believe that this bottle of water is a higher power, and that's not going to change how I treat people. And when I meet them, you know, we have 3 rules in my home. You know, love and respect everyone you come in contact with is number 1. You may not like them, you may not agree with them, but you love them and you respect them. Rule number 2 is we don't use the word can't. I was told my entire life what I can't do, and it's been proven, you know, wrong over and over again. And rule number 3 is to be your best. You know, your best may be a C on the test one day, it may be 40% in the gym, it may be, you know, you don't reach a certain level in sales or whatever it may be one day, but as long as it was your best, no one can ever be disappointed. And so charity for me, I think, is just being able to give people an opportunity to live a better life, and sometimes that doesn't require any resources outside of just being good to people. So like when I told you I went over to Orlando Pirates organization today, I felt welcomed, I felt honored, and I felt like I was part of a family and a community. And I feel that way every time I've come to South Africa, and I wish that the one aspect that you guys do share over here is the pride in how you treat people. Overall, for the most part, I wish we could duplicate that back in the States on a more consistent basis, but we're working on it. And but I'm looking forward to coming back in April and getting some more of this love.
We've got a couple of questions we're going to take from the floor, but before that, you mentioned people who worship water, and the Cape Townians need a lot of that at the moment.
Absolutely.
And I know, because that's where you hit the ground running yesterday. Cape Town loved you. Saw all that stuff, social media. You must have loved Table Mountain and everything.
Oh my God.
Enjoy that?
Yeah, I swam with the sharks last time I came over to South Africa, and that was scary and stupid. And exciting.
For the sharks?
Well, I would like to say so. Trying to, you know, quote unquote, be a badass, but no, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
But going up to Table Mountain, man, and being able to just overlook Cape Town was unbelievable. Got some great pictures, posted them on social media. Of course, people back home were like, I really want to go there. I was like, yeah, you guys really need to come here. Hopefully it's a lot more water than it is now.
Well, that's the synergy. We're drinking you. Dan's got some water for you there.
Thank you, Dan. And
keep you
took the top
hydrated.
off too. Dan's a top flight guy.
Dan is
He's a top flight guy with a low flying stature.
low trajectory.
Yeah,
He's a West Ham supporter, so you know, good London club.
Yeah.
Good London club. Synergy. You're talking about what you bring to South Africa, because your brand is promoting South Africa, and we love that, and you're going to do the same, obviously, when you guys come back for WWE Live. But I want to talk about your synergy with the WWE brand, because it's a perfect fit. I was fortunate to come to your hometown, or one of them, and spend 10 days and meet the superstars. The one thing that struck me is that you are all very real, very down to earth, very genuine, very humble guys.
Yeah.
It's a great brand for you to work on, and for them to have you, I guess.
Right. Yeah, it's a match made in heaven for me. It's a huge opportunity and a huge platform for me to really kind of bring home the messages that the company consistently has tried to reinvent themselves over in the past 10 to 15 years. When we became a publicly traded company, we shifted our focus to be more family oriented and to include families and to drive the message of tolerance and respect. And so, you know, had I been around in the Attitude Era, I don't know how long I would have been around. But now this is just a perfect fit for me, and I embrace the everything from the CSR to the corporate side of our company. The things that we're able to do with our platform as WWE Superstars, and as he said, you know, majority of us come from very, very humble beginnings, and when you are afforded an opportunity and you really recognize and sit back and think about the opportunity that we have and where we came from. You know, I was a kid that grew up with 3 younger brothers, was a single mother in a 1-bedroom apartment. And now, you know, my kids, a 13-year-old and 11-year-old son, you know, they have their own room, They have Wi-Fi. They have, you know, every gadget known to man, and we're able to provide a living and a life and give life. You know, our motto as a company is to put smiles on people's faces. And when there's never been a time where I've asked a coworker, hey, can you meet this kid for me? Or hey, can you meet this mother who's just got diagnosed with breast cancer? Or meet this father who just lost his child and his wife in a car accident. You know, we're very real people that deal with very real situations, and we just have the great opportunity to play a character on TV. Some of us are very close, like myself, to the character that I really am. I'm very loud when I want to be. I like being a good guy because I can just be myself and turn it up. But I like being a bad guy too, because all the things that are good about me, being a college graduate, you know, dressing nice, things like that, I can just turn that around. You know, if a kid's sitting in the hall, you know, standing up, booing me, like, hey, I was Celebrity Mega Dad of the Year, so I understand why your kids aren't as well behaved as my kids are. Nobody wants to hear that, right? And then, you know, I tell them I'm a college graduate with honors and things like that, and they boo me. And I dress better than all you guys. I look better than all you guys. And then they boo me some more, and I say, what, are you guys booing me because I'm smarter than you, or are you booing me because I dress better than you? Which one is it? So just being able to play with people's emotions is a great thing as a WWE superstar. But as you said, it all comes down to respect. You know, we try to treat the janitor with the same respect that we would treat Vince McMahon and the CEO and the CFO and everyone else in the company.
Titus, WWE Live is coming to South Africa.
Yes.
But I think you're probably very much aware that with the WWE deal with Supersport, it's not just about South Africa. I mean, you're broadcasting to 50 countries across the African continent. And I know, having spoken to a lot of the guys in New York, extremely excited to come, yes, to South Africa, but to this new audience. And fundamentally, it's a broader audience than ever before across the entire African continent. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, this deal with Supersport is, I mean, TV is amazing for so many reasons. Especially, I mean, most of you guys that are in advertising and in marketing, you want to be associated with good brands so that you can hopefully help sell advertising, and you hopefully can get people excited about watching your product on a more consistent basis. And with WWE, I mean, we're constantly growing, constantly reinventing ourselves, both as performers and as a company. And to have this new platform, and what I feel is one of the, I mean, I'm very biased, but one of the greatest countries in the world, overall, just with the heritage and the history and things that have come from here, the ideas, the ideals, the morals, the character. Being partnered with Supersport TV is giving us a platform to not only engage a new audience to our product, but also have us be engaged to the new audience on multiple levels, via social media, via television, and being able to interact and hopefully be able to come over and do some of our CSR stuff. I know later on today I get an opportunity to go and run around and lead my team Titus at the Special Olympics event, which I'm hype about that too. So if you guys want to see a different type of dude, like that, you're about to see a different type of dude, because I want my team to win. That's the number one goal. And you say, well, it's the Special Olympics. Well, you know what? They're special. They're athletes, and they want to win. And guess what? We're going to win.
Well, we're certainly going to win with you guys here. And you're right, there's something new. For the first time, WWE going to Pretoria.
Yes.
So we're back in Cape Town. We're here in Johannesburg. We're at the Sun Arena. So Big Concert's putting a wonderful tour. You're going to get to see the whole of South Africa, and you're not going to be short of fans, as I'm sure you've appreciated already. But I'm going to give the guys, if you don't mind, an opportunity.
Yes.
I just asked them already. Great to have you all here. We appreciate you giving up your time and bringing your own brands to us. So Titus is open for any kind of questions. I'm just going to, as I mentioned, ask them to say their names and where they're from.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I think we're going to start with Helen. I mean, you're.
Well, we always start with Helen. I want to tell you something about this girl. You see, you know, you get Big Brother.
Yeah.
Helen and I met we had a celebrity Big Brother. We were in the same house, not in the same jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Well,
So
No
she's done well.
hanky-panky.
No, well, there was very
Not on
hanky-panky,
my
no
part.
stuff between us.
Yeah.
But Helen, great to have you here. Helen
Thank you
Dubois.
so much. Helen Dubois from Mix FM and Showbiz and Full HD. Welcome
Thank you.
to South Africa. Welcome to Johannesburg. My son actually asked me to. He was invited today. He's a YouTuber. His name's Oliver,
Awesome.
and he wanted to ask you a question, but he couldn't miss school, so he recorded a question for you. So I'm going to play it,
All right.
and if you can answer it, that'd be swell.
Okay.
Hi Titus, I'm Oliver. I was wondering, how old were you when you first started training, and how much did you weigh when you were 9 years old?
Well, that second one, Oliver, is training for wrestling or training period?
Training period, I think.
Okay.
He wants to train. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I started like legitimately training. I don't think I want to tell him
Oh.
because I didn't start really lifting weights until I got to college.
Okay.
I worked.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I worked on a farm,
Okay.
so I threw watermelons and picked cotton and tobacco and baled hay, moved cows. So I got strong the real way.
Manual labor.
Yeah. I would look at the weight room in high school, but I would never really. I would go in there to test.
Mm-mm.
But my high school football coach never gave me any problems because I was always the strongest dude on the team.
Okay.
So I was like, man, they can lift all those weights. I'm going to work because I need money. So, but if I were to give him an age that I think he should probably start to train, it would probably be around 13.
Okay.
His body's starting to develop more. I would never tell anybody to be training at 8, 9 years old unless it's just footwork type stuff, but lifting weights and stuff like that. They say it stunts your growth. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know anything about that. I just know that you're not maturing enough to the point where you should be doing certain exercises until around 13, 14 years old.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Michael from Media Online. A
Hello,
big fan of WWE, big fan of yours as well.
Thank you, sir.
The company, it's got superstars on the roster from a lot of countries from around the world. Currently, we don't have any South African superstars on the roster. We had 2 of them,
Yeah.
and then they left the company.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the South African development of wrestling and superstars making it to the WWE from this country?
Well, I think obviously it's been proven that someone from South Africa can make it to the WWE and be successful. On the flip side of it, you know, like this new TV deal, you know, is giving us an opportunity to not only open up as a product, but also open up a recruiting base because people are going to go be training in all these 50 states around Africa. So I'm sure that, you know, that will be a focus. Most of the time when any company is infiltrating any area in any way, you always want to set roots of some sort. And then entertainment is obviously with media and television. And so once people see your product, now we can find out, well, who wants to be a part of this product? And then we can have tryouts. And then from those tryouts, then we start developing people. And then, you know, the sky's the limit. But I definitely with this new TV deal with Supersport, I could easily see somebody coming out of this country within the next 3 to 5 years on our main roster.
So if I could interject there, I mean, you're so right about role models, aren't you? So if you any sport, whether you're talking golf and you're thinking of Tiger Woods, you're not going to get the next generation unless you have your superstars and you have your access to superstars.
Greece?
Hello, my name
Reese.
is Reese.
Okay.
I am 12 years old.
And you're a Manchester United fan, I see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that? He's got the Manchester United
Yeah, I
logo
see.
on there, yeah.
Is that legal in Africa?
It's barely legal here at Supersport because, you know, we've got a lot of Liverpool supporters.
Oh.
One over there. But
Seamus
what's
is
your
a
question?
Liverpool guy.
Yeah, Seamus is big, eh?
Yeah.
Big Liverpool. Well, Irish, you see. The Irish
Yeah.
love the Liverpool. Yeah, Reese, what's your question?
Is wrestling just an act or is it real?
Say that again?
Is wrestling an act or is it real?
Is it an
Is-
act
is
or
it
is
an
it
act or
real?
is it real?
Yeah, that's the toughest question you've
Come
ever
here,
Oh
Reese.
my gosh.
Yeah, now you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to show you how real it is. Come down here. Can you get him down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese, come down here.
Uh-oh.
I think that might have been your worst question. You might be going to prove this point to you.
Come here. Sit right here, right next to me. We could both fit. Yeah. All right. So, look out there. Say wrestling
Wrestling
is predetermined.
is predetermined.
It's like going to a movie.
It is like going to a movie.
You have your good guys
You have your good guys
and your bad guys.
and your bad guys.
And hopefully,
And hopefully
the good guys
the good guys
win
win
more
more
than the bad guys. Than the bad guys.
than the bad guys.
But it is very physical.
But it is very physical,
And we encourage you
and we encourage you
to please
to please
not
not
try
try
this
this
at home
at home
because it is dangerous.
because it is dangerous.
Still scared?
Another?
Is your family here?
Yes,
Who brought
my
you here? You
father.
drove here? How you doing? That's your papa?
Very, very well, thanks.
Yes. You have a very smart and beautiful son here.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. They gave a great question, and it took a lot of courage to come up here in front of all these adults. What kind of grades you get in school?
6.
What is that?
He's saying he's in grade 6, I think.
Oh, well, yeah. What kind of grades? You an honor roll student? You get good grades? You
Yes.
do well in school?
Yep,
And what do you want to be when you get older?
a soccer player.
Okay, awesome. So make sure that you get good grades so
Yes.
that you can use your soccer or your academics to get you to the highest level of soccer.
Yes,
Because if you're playing well in soccer, you have a chance to hopefully go to college and play there for free.
yep,
And then from there you play professionally.
yes,
And then you say, hey, Dad, remember that one time we were sitting with WWE Superstar? And he said, and I told him I wanted to play soccer. I'm getting ready to go buy you a new pair of shoes. You don't have to buy me shoes anymore. Right? Be pretty cool, right?
thank you.
Yeah, man. I think you can do it, Reese. All right?
Thank you.
Well done, Reece.
I think everyone wants to ask the question, you know? Anyone else got a question at this stage?
Got one in the front over here.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Shannon Lee Dorian. I'm from Bluebird Entertainment and the Vibe ZA. I just wanted to find out, you said earlier that there's been a lot of evolving and, you know, things like that since you guys started and the inception of WWE. So I found that also now women are being included a lot more, and they've gone from divas to superstars, and they're being recognized, and they can actually do a lot more now. What are your thoughts on that? Because I feel that that's very good in terms of you know, kids, women, like little girls who want to become, you know, superstars like you guys, and then, you know, now they have someone to look up to, and it's evolving that way. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I shared this earlier. When I first started with the company in 2009, they were still called divas. They would have 1 to 3 minute matches if they had that on Raw or SmackDown. And now they're headlining pay-per-views. They had their first women's Battle Royal Rumble. They have main evented Monday Night Raw numerous times. Main evented SmackDown several times. And now, you know, like you say, they're now considered superstars and not divas. And the whole shift, and like I said, I've seen our company grow so much, and it makes me proud to see the evolution of it, because it's the evolution of women. It's the evolution of putting them in a position to be viewed more as heroes than as objects, and show that they can be athletic, and they can kick ass, and they can wear a skirt if they want to wear a skirt. They can wear jogging pants if they want to wear jogging pants. They can have blonde hair, blue hair, green hair, red hair, and still be the coolest chicks on the block, you know. And I love the women that I have an opportunity to work with, you know, Sasha Banks, Natty, and Charlotte Flair, and there are also some girls I wouldn't want to get into a real fight with, because they are legitimately tough women, and I come from a single parent home. My mother raised four men now, and knowing how I was conceived, and knowing how the things that my mom still deals with to this day, to be able to look on TV and see a woman that's strong and passionate and intelligent, not only from our product but also across the globe. I mean, this whole movement, right? Yeah. And it's very cool. I have 2 sons, but if I had a daughter, I would want her to be one of those women out in the front doing the same thing, saying, "Hey, you're gonna pay me. You're gonna pay me well. You're not gonna treat me any kind of way." Our whole anti-bullying campaign is centered around tolerance and respect, and showing that across all demographics, all races, all backgrounds, sexual orientations, and so to see what our women are doing, not only inside of the ring but also outside of the ring, is very encouraging for not only the sport of wrestling and in general entertainment in general.
Thank you.
Clinton's got a question for you. Clinton from Supersport.
Hi Titus, could you perhaps tell us what a typical day is like on the road, in terms of how much you're working out, how much are you eating, how many calories do you need to take in, how much are you typically benching, all those kind of interesting things that keep you sharp?
Well, I don't lift heavy, so when you talked about how much I'm benching, we talked about our female superstars. There are probably some that probably bench more than me right now. As I've gotten older, I have changed my way of training. Our typical schedule, I usually leave my house on Fridays, come home on Tuesdays. Fridays are non-televised events, and then we do live TV on Monday and Tuesdays. Monday is obviously Monday Night Raw, which I'm a part of that roster, and then Tuesdays we do SmackDown. Typically on the live event days, we'll fly in the day of the show, do the show that night, then drive or fly to the next city. And then I'll wake up probably 9, 10 o'clock the next morning, find a gym, go work out, find some food, then head to the arena, do the show, then go to the next town. And we do that night in and night out. There is no off season. We do this 52 weeks a year, and people ask me all the time, what's the hardest part about your job? And that would be the travel. It is very brutal. I was just in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on Monday, drove over to Chicago, flew from Chicago over to Paris, went from Paris to Cape Town, did media, did appearances in Cape Town, flew over yesterday here to Johannesburg, had a couple of things to do yesterday, doing stuff all day today, doing all stuff all day tomorrow, then flying home tomorrow evening to Detroit to do live TV on Monday night, and then go home Tuesday. Yeah.
Last question, please.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sonia Antoni from the Rand Sun newspaper.
Yes, sir.
And since you just mentioned now the travel, I just want to know, then when do you spend time with your family if you travel so much?
Yeah, so I get home on Tuesdays, and I usually have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at home. My family actually in the summer travels with me a majority of the summer, as long as it's not overseas. But when my kids are out of school, I usually take them on the road with me a lot. They're always at every one of our at least major 4 pay-per-views, so they're usually they'll be at WrestleMania, which is in a little bit over a month. They'll be at SummerSlam, typically. Royal Rumble, depending on where it is, I usually will have them there. And then Survivor Series. And then in between, we have shows, obviously, in the South, whether it's Tampa, Orlando, Miami, Jacksonville sometimes, or Atlanta, anywhere up the East Coast that's, a short flight or a good drive, I always have them with me. I have to applaud my 2 sons, especially because when I first started doing this, they were 3 and 5, and now they're 13 and 11. And you know, all my coworkers always talk about how big they are. They are very big. We were just talking with the Orlando organization, because they gave me these pants, and then they gave me a shirt and stuff to wear and stuff, and then they were like, well, y'all got some shoes too? And they was like, what size you need? I said, I need a 17. And they were like, oh no, the highest size we have is probably like a 12. I said, well, my 11-year-old can't even fit your shoes, because my 11-year-old wears a size 12 and a half, and then my 13-year-old wears a size 13 and a half. So yeah, they're big kids. I wonder where they get it from.
One more question here. And then, actually, as we're sorting that question out, I'm going to ask Titus one more question, because obviously we're tremendously excited to be getting WWE Live on our doorstep. Watch it. So for everybody out here in the media who can pass on this message, what does Titus O'Neil say about why South Africans should come to WWE Live in Cape Town, Johannesburg, and or Pretoria? Why should we come?
Well, number one, we're not here that often.
Good point.
And, yeah. So, you know, it's always different. You know, it's like going to a concert. You know, you can listen to someone's CD, and, well, I don't even know if y'all play CDs, but you can listen to someone's music all the time. But to actually be able to go and see them live is a different experience, because you get to see them perform. You know, you get to see them interact with you as a crowd. That's the same way with the WWE and our WWE Superstars. Everywhere we go, we try our best to put on the best show possible in entertainment, period. We give you everything. And it being a non-televised event, you're going to see a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally see on TV anyway. So it's fun. The matches are longer. You see a lot of different stuff. We interact differently, especially overseas. And to be a part of the crowd, you know. If you ever watch Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, that crowd is predominantly a foreign crowd, and they take the show entirely over. People are made and broken the night after Monday Night Raw, because the fans have so much influence on what goes on. And so this is an opportunity for South Africans to come out and have an influence on making some stuff happen after WrestleMania. The excitement in the air, it's a new slate. And also, too, it's just a great thing to bring your families out to. It's for everybody from 8 days old to 800 years old. It's something on the card for everybody. You'll laugh, you'll boo. There'll be some people sitting next to you that are losing their mind, and you don't know why, and they'll educate you real quick. If you don't know, a WWE show, you can go there not knowing anything about a product, but halfway through at least, somebody next to you would have educated you on what to do, when to cheer, when not to cheer, when to say this, how to get everything going. You guys can really take control of the show. And so that's what we want you to do. You know, you guys have a lot of pride and a lot of energy. We want you to bring that energy to all the arenas in Pretoria, Cape Town, and Johannesburg. Fill it to the roof. And I promise you, every WWE superstar that steps foot in South Africa will give you every single ounce of energy and excitement and laughs that you can possibly get, because there's going to be some funny stuff going on.
Well said. I can say my experience of it, and Clinton over there and I had 4 nights at the Barclays Centre in Brooklyn, back to back.
Yeah.
He had lost his mind before we got there, so it wasn't during the process.
Well, when did you lose yours?
Yeah, no, I could say when I got married, but we would probably be in trouble, so I won't say that. But it's not just, as you know, it's also the music and the vibe and the crowd. So we get that when we're watching it on SuperSport, but also the live experience, because the music's fantastic. I mean, so for you to come out to your music and be pumped up like that, it's just great.
Yeah, it's I can't describe it. You know, you got 15, 20,000 people. As soon as your music hits, they either booing the hell out of you or they're cheering you, and it's pretty cool. You know, I mean, you can't duplicate it anywhere else. And So we want to recreate that moment every chance we can in different languages, in different cultures, different backgrounds, and we're going to start that in April here in Africa.
I don't want to close off without giving time.
Yeah, we gotta
Reese's
give that.
dad one question. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Lene and I'm from Eldozifim. I'm also 12 years old. I want to know, would you venture into acting like some of the other wrestlers, because I've never seen you in a movie?
Come up here. I love kids. I love seeing them be involved in grown-up stuff. Have a seat. Would you like to see me in a movie?
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to see me in a movie too. That's a big goal of mine. So I talked to Dave Bautista. You know who that is? You ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
No? You ever watch Spectre?
No.
We gotta get some more movies over here, South. So Dave has been very successful in movies, and obviously, do you know who Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is?
Yes.
Yes, and he's been very successful. So I would like to go down that road where I can get into Hollywood. Will you be my agent?
Maybe.
Maybe. Depending on how much I'll pay you.
Maybe.
Maybe. What do you want to be when you get older?
I'm not sure yet.
All right, that's okay. How old are you?
I'm gonna turn 13 in July.
13. Oh, you need to start thinking about what you want to do.
Yes.
It's never too late to start something over if you decide that you want to try something and then it doesn't work. I never thought I'd be doing this, and I'm doing it, and I'm actually enjoying it, but at some point I'm going to have to try to figure out what I'm doing next. So hopefully it's acting, and hopefully by that time you'll have your mind made up that she'll be my manager. All right?
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for coming through. We really appreciate your support individually and all of the media that you work for. So thanks very much. And I think Titus as well is very happy that you arrived. Of course, we're going to keep him busy. We've got a activation which is going to be interesting because we've got 5 guys who have got their own alter egos, and you're going to be judging them, eh?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are any of them in here?
No, well, they could be. Should be hiding, but no, I don't think so. But ladies and gentlemen, please
Slip
give.
me a few rand, I might be able to, you know.
We can slip you a few rand, yeah. But we got to go through your new agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
She'll negotiate the contract.
Ladies and gentlemen, Titus O'Neil.